Welcome, 50th anniversary edition of Monster Energy Supercross and the Weege Show, brought to you by Honda. They're not red this weekend. The CRF450Rs and 250Rs will have this retro Honda Elsinore look because of the man himself, Gary Jones, Honda's first ever champ when the Elsinore came out. This is hilarious. We were just talking, Gary, about the stripe on the bike. Very rudimentary where this stripe on the tank came from.
Yes, it's very different. Yeah.
The aluminum tank was reflecting in your face.
Right, absolutely. It was shining in my face when I was riding, testing and stuff, and so we painted it so it wouldn't shine up in your face. And the reason why it turned orange finally is so my dad could see us on the track.
Because it was green, why?
It was green because my mom, that's the color she had.
The only spray paint she had
was the green color.
Green. And then that's so Dad could see you, and it became an iconic look.
Right, and we also painted the end of the stinger on the muffler orange too.
It was not, this was a full function. It was not for form.
No, it was just so you could see us.
And now the bikes carry that today.
It's awesome.
Pretty cool. Gary Jones at the 73 Honda Elsinore. Hi everybody. This is press day. This is a cool look for the Mad Parts Cowie team. I don't know if they're getting money for the Chevy bow tie, but they got a cool Chevy Trucks Cowie style look. Although to be honest, when you see a Bell Ray logo next to a 22 on the bike, it kind of gives you Chad Reed vibes. Hill. Yo, we have not seen each other, I think, all year.
It's been a minute.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, you look good on the tube, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
trying my best. Trying my best to represent you guys. Were you pissed last week, the way it worked out? Did you even know what was going on?
It had nothing to do with the, for my situation, it had nothing to do with the qualifying situation and the one I had I screwed my back up at A1. So I was like iffy. No matter what.
Oh, so if they had a second session, you might not have been good anyway.
I wouldn't have been out there. No, actually, I would not have went back out. I basically did one lap to see if I could do it. You know, like the dummy in me wanting to go try to ruin it further, you know, kind of thing. But it was, but honestly, it was probably even better because then I wasn't gonna, you know, work and try to get it better and then like, okay, maybe let's try it one more time, kind of thing. Like one and done. Okay, we're good. Pack it up.
No choice.
By Monday morning, I woke up with, you know, without that same pain that I had. So I basically had, I jammed my tailbone up into my hips and I had like sciatica pretty much. So as soon as that nerve pain went away, Monday morning, I was like, okay, that was the right decision. Saturday night, watching it from the couch, didn't feel like a good decision at all. Monday morning, I was like, okay, here we go. I was able to ride Wednesday. I felt, you know, like let the day come to me a little slower, you know, and a lot of stretching, a lot of lacrosse ball on the nerve kind of thing. And I felt pretty good by the end of the day. I felt like, you know, I'm 85, 90% at this point. You know, now it's been some more days. So
but that was the one day you rode. You rode once.
I rode one time. It was Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday.
So you should be good, barring knock on wood, so to speak. Should be good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to come hang it out on press today, you know, and try to do something crazy, you know. But I think every day that goes by, I get better. So we'll be all right.
I'm glad I asked. I figured you were in the pits screaming, losing your mind.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those things where, you know, I didn't know where I was and I didn't really have much to say. I went and had a lot of things done, like got a lot of, I got MRI, got X-ray, got worked on, did all these different things. I didn't really have any answers to what was going on with me at the time too. Now knowing what it was and how to prevent it and how to deal with it if it ever happens again. You know, I don't know, dude, I'm almost 30, but it's like stuff just hits you, like, you know, and you're like, this is how it goes sometimes. And
the back is probably going to hit you.
As I get older.
That's it. All right, better luck this time. Good to know. Justin Hill didn't even qualify for the night show, but that was apparently not on purpose, but he wasn't going to be able to race anyway. It seemed like he had gotten screwed because they canceled the second session, but he wouldn't even have gone and ridden anyway. Webb.
Weege.
I didn't even see you here. You were under the bike. Yeah, you weren't even noticed. We didn't even notice you. I got good news. You were 13 points down after 2 rounds in 2019. Did you even know that?
I did.
You did? You looked this up?
Yes.
So it's just math, right? Are you worried about this at all?
No, I mean, it's not worried, but it's definitely time to not lose a lot of those.
Sure.
But no, it sucks. Like you said, we've been talking about, I rode great at Anaheim, but the result wasn't, you know, on paper the best. And then last weekend was not great either. You know, just struggled in the mud. But yeah, I think it's definitely all the keys and potentials there for me. So it's time to make shit happen.
Would you choose riding bad and having a lot of points, or riding good and being behind in points?
Oh, riding bad and getting points, that's a no-brainer, bro.
No, come on. Aren't you happy to say like, okay, I'm 18 points down, but I know I'm good, as opposed
no,
to
it is. It is. No, for sure. I think from a confidence standpoint and knowing like, hey, at any moment I can go out and win is a very nice feeling.
Yes.
So, you know, and like I said, every championship's different, but you can't go off every championship. I think each year's a new year, and you never know when someone gets hot, they can get hot and go on a streak. So that's hopefully going to be me, right?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So, but yeah, like you said, I don't think there's ever you can't be worried this early in the season, but you also don't want to let your guard down and start being protective or losing points or anything like that.
Last thing, I don't have one. You wrote awesome. Was that exactly where you expected to be? Did you surprise yourself? Because no one knows where they're at for sure.
Yeah.
I know you were confident. How did you feel leaving that despite the result?
I was pumped. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I was pretty happy with my off season, and but I still feel like I'm getting better. So for me, I was very happy leaving there, knowing all right, we're right where we need to be, and I feel like I get better after a few rounds, and that's kind of always been my thing, and so I think we still have some room to improve.
5 minutes to go in that main. Did you have some tricks up your sleeve?
Yeah, I was trying, man. You know, looking back, I wish I would have been a little more aggressive with chasing there when I made that pass attempt, but you know, it is what it is. You can always look back and kick yourself in the ass and wonder what ifs or do this, but you know, it was good to be there in the race and have good pace, and you know, I think Jett's obviously the guy that everyone's been not wondering, but like, hey, how fast or how good is he going to be? And we saw in outdoors how good he was. So I think that's been, like, at least for me, the one guy that I've raced everyone else really, and I've never raced him. So that's been kind of the benchmark. So knowing, you know, that we were in sight there was a great thing for sure.
Who cares about the math? You're riding good.
It'll come around.
Exactly. All right, that's Cooper Webb. 18 points down. It's kind of crazy. Life comes at you quick. Just some stats. 18 points. 18 points down. I have the stat dialed. Mine. I have it. Hey, Bubba Pauli. Okay, we're bench racing that last week. Yeah. You had your moment of glory. I'm like, Bubba Pauli's in, baby. It looked good briefly. But tell me the ins and outs of battling in the mud like that in LC2.
Yeah, I mean, I was confident anyway, being from the Midwest. I ride in the mud all the time, so I got, you know, kind of a mediocre start. I was 9th coming out of the first turn and blew by a bunch of guys right away, and, you know, I passed Cooper, Jake.
And that is mud riding skills.
It was easy for me.
Really?
Like, I wasn't even trying.
Yes.
It was sick, you know, and I went by Barsha the first lap, and later I guess he had some troubles, some other stuff. Whatever, I don't care. It's his problem, not mine. So yeah, I get up into second. Vince is there, and Vince from the Midwest too. I know Vince. Like he's rode up my track and stuff before. And,
you're not a Vince hater.
No,
not a Vince hater.
No,
right.
And he's a racer.
Yep.
I mean, I would do the same thing as him. You know. I just.
Yep.
You know, whatever. Whole shot in main event. I ain't gonna let people by.
Yeah.
So I might be different on lap 3. You know, and I can't hold on, but So yeah, you know, I almost had him in a corner, a couple corners before. We would have came together, and I was like, no. I'd probably be a bunch of people's hero, but I was like, chances in the mud, we're probably both going down, and I don't want to throw it away like that. And I ended up setting up, was going on the left side of him. He was on the far right of the track, and he just got a little squirrely and hooked a hard left.
He did not take you out. It was an accident.
I kept him upright. He would have crashed if I didn't hit him, for sure.
But on accident is the key. He wasn't trying to hit.
You know, not over the landing of a double going onto a straightaway.
No.
So if I would have checked up, I would have T-boned him, but I tried to thread the needle through, and my brake pedal got bent, and I don't know, I mean, I hit him, but I definitely stood him back upright. Of course, I'm flipping in the tough blocks, my rear tire's spinning on my back, I'm all cut up. I'm like, I don't know how many people went by, I just got up, and I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I genuinely like, hey, I'm gonna win this race. This is too easy right now. I wasn't even trying. It was just going by those guys, yeah. Oh. And so I got up and tried, and you know, passed a bunch of guys, ended up off the track again, and my bike was stuck. I think I ended up like 13th or something. So, but I was just like, yeah, whatever. It's kind of a bummer. But good news is, teammate Freddie Noren won the LCQ, so I gave it back to him. So the team got a little bit of a, you know, light, but for sure Freddie came when we got off the track. He's like, dude, you were ripping. You were supposed to win that. I was like, yeah, I passed him too, you know. Yeah. So if we get to do it again tomorrow in the mud, like, hey, I mean, it's, you know, if it happens, it happens. You know, we're trying every week. So
your team, I have a feeling you might have thought this. We're like 3 years, 5 years from now. We've seen teams go through the same metamorphosis that your team's going through now. Do you have grand visions of where your team can end up? Are you thinking about this?
I mean, the end goal is obviously, you know, to win a race.
Yeah.
450 class. If I look back 5 years ago where we're at, what we're doing, I never would have thought we're at where we're at now.
Already.
So, look 5 years forward from now. Like, I mean, it's obviously championship is the thing, but you know, like, hey, you gotta do step at a time. You know?
You look at what Butler Brothers did or HEP has done with Roxon. That's kind of what's available. It's out there. These stories have happened before.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the biggest thing that I've learned is just step by step, little by little. You have to have, you know, the longevity to get to that point. You have to be able to sustain yourself. You know, we hired Derek Rankin this year. He was with Butler Brothers, you know.
That's right.
Mechanic for them a long time. He's mechanic at Star Racing Yamaha, you know, a bunch of different guys. You know, Freddie's past factory rider. You know, if it rains tomorrow, do we win the race? I don't know. You know,
maybe you'll win it. Forget 5 years from now.
You never know, though. That's what I've learned. It's like, you just have to be ready and just, you know, play the cards that are dealt to you. So, you know, there's a lot of things that's happened that I never would have thought would happen so far in this journey. So, you know, we'll see. Obviously, it's a dry race. You know, it's pretty far out right now. Like, you know, we got to work our way up through the talent field and, you know, have machines, have the budget, have the reputation for being, you know, good character, good equipment, you know, to attract the better riders. And, you know, we worked with Colt Nichols last year, the last 4 races, Ironman and the SMX races. And, you know, it was kind of a collaboration effort, but, you know, that the majority of that stuff was through our effort. And, you know, he was 5th. And, you know, I don't really claim that fully for our operation, but, you know, it was our motorcycle, our truck, you know, driver, me, it was like everything, you know.
But more importantly, he had raced with Factory Honda earlier that year, and it wasn't like when he came to you guys, he's like, this is a disaster. Like, it was good enough for him.
Yeah, so you would be very surprised what happened at LA. When he got 5th, he was, Webb was dropping already. He was on Cincerillo, just hunting him down. And his best finish on the Factory Honda was 4th in Nashville. And I was just like chomping at the bit. I'm like, if he can at least tie his best finish there, if he can beat that, it's like, what are you guys doing? You know, like, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. And Cole's a fantastic rider. Just to be a part of that effort, and for us, you know, we learned a lot also. You know, what does a factory rider need? What type of stuff, you know, makes him comfortable to go compete? You know, every tier rider is different. So, you know, a couple years ago, working with, you know, guys, and it's like, hey, let's make the night show. It's just like, they don't really need anything. They're happy with whatever you give them. You know, and working your way up, you realize what's really important and what's not. So.
This is good. So you just put it in the notebook. You keep improving.
Yeah, don't give my secrets away.
No, watch the space though. Watch the space. Just give it time. All right, Bubba Pauli. That's the Mad Parts Cowie team, which is slowly but surely becoming one of those teams. I mean, the HEP Suzuki team, or Butler Brothers, who eventually won a lot of races, for example, Blake Baggett. You never know where these seeds, where they're planted and when they're going to grow. The great Justin Brayton right there, going to be dropping a lot of knowledge on Race Day Live this weekend. Real quick, I want to move in here. Did you skip all this time, or you've been racing for 12 years and we didn't notice? No. Billy Laninovich.
I skipped it.
I know. You were not here every week trying to qualify. We just missed it.
No.
What was your last year? Is it 12 years?
2012. Last year.
12 years, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like, okay, last week was muddy, but you've been pretty close, I feel. Are you okay with the performance so far in the comeback?
Yeah, I thought I was going to be a little bit closer.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. These kids are going fast, dude.
Yes.
And
did I hear you hadn't even ridden a 250? Like, there's not as much prep time, I think, as people think.
Well, I've been riding the last 3.5 months. September 4th was my
But
first
it's not
day.
a lot. I mean, you weren't riding at all at one point, right?
15 or 20 times in the last 8 years.
Yeah, so 3.5 months is not a lot, as far as give yourself some credit. Yes, but you weren't riding a 250 either.
No,
as I heard.
I was on a 450. I rode my 250 Monday, Tuesday before A1, and then raced it Saturday. That was my 3rd time riding it in 250 in 12 years.
So in the 2 weeks you've had, the mud doesn't teach you anything, but is it getting better and better from even where you were a month ago or whatever?
After A1, I couldn't ride Monday or Tuesday because my knee locked out. My old age was kicking in.
Oh no!
Yeah, so we tested Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then went to San Fran, and then I had to ride a 450 all this week because this was getting rebuilt.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't 5-6 rides on the 250.
But just getting in the deal again has to help to learn stuff, whether the bike's any better or not. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
To be here, oh
yes.
man. This is such a big difference. Your whole mentality, everything going into Saturday, totally different because you're in the track, at least most of it.
Yes, yes. Can you rely on anything that you knew from back then, or does it feel like a whole nother experience now?
No, it's the same.
It really is? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the boys are going fast. I'm not the same guy I used to be, rider.
Right.
But yeah, mentally, all that, it's all the same.
That's cool.
Just gotta stay calm. Stay calm. And twist that throttle.
I like it. Even at 40, it doesn't come. You have to tell yourself to stay calm.
Oh, yes.
It'll never go away.
Breathe.
It'll never go away. I love that. That's cool. Good to see you too, buddy.
How are
you
you?
been, man?
Yeah, I haven't been here since 2015.
That time flew.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw you last year.
Yeah.
That's that long.
Yeah.
Dude. All right, so you're all getting it back together. We're all getting it back together.
Combined the age, we're almost 100.
So, obviously, there was so much talk last week about the rain, and then people look at the forecast Tuesday and say, we're gonna have another mud race. You know how I feel about that. Yes, we are sometimes going to have a mud race, but we are far from 100% of the time when you look at a rain forecast on Tuesday and it says rain, going to have a mud race. This is as hard packed as it gets. It would take a lot of rain to impact this, and as I always say, it would have to rain at the exact worst time. Now, I did see the forecast saying it could rain around race time, but I do not believe we're gonna have back-to-back mud races. So let's get back to talking about normal stuff. Let's get back to talking about non-mud races. That'd be nice. Yes, let's talk about non-mud races. First of all, the 50th anniversary, that'll be cool. There's a lot of retro looks. My front runner right now is McElrath and Chiz with the Twisted Tea Suzuki team running 1993 factory Suzuki style graphics. I love that. So, you want to be in?
Hey.
You want to be in?
Hey, we enjoy this. We watch this every week. Shout out to Cam, Enjoy Media, Ryan Fletcher, my big brother Rick Halley. Hopefully we make the cut.
Yeah. We won't cut you out. Good timing.
We made it in for A1, so this is our third round. Rookie season. Appreciate it.
Beginner's luck. So, the 50th anniversary looks, we saw Wagemans there with the 96 Yamaha, a lot of retro looks. I believe the Club MX riders look like the old NCY Yamaha team from, I think it would be 92. So, and the looks are gonna be cool. A couple of old school riders out here to talk to as well. But I think the real focus is the dream scenario that I talked about in this show last week. We don't know after the first two rounds. A round one is always weird, and a mud race is always weird. So let's find out for reals, maybe tomorrow night. I don't think we're gonna have a mudder, and if you're Eli Tomac, there's reason to think things are much better than Anaheim 1, and if you're Chase Sexton, there's reason to think things are much better than Anaheim 1. We already talked to Cooper Webb. He already was good at Anaheim 1, and he expects to be that good again. And then you know you're gonna get a bounce back from both Lawrence brothers who had races they'd rather forget last week. So put that all to a blender, throw in Jason Anderson, who's great at the opener, et cetera, and I'm looking at this as a showdown round. I love round 3 because everyone still believes that they're good and usually believes they're in a better position than they were at the opener. They had to feel their bikes out. So this could be a real throwdown because these guys have to show everybody I'm a contender, not a pretender at round 3. If you get your doors blown off here, it's kind of hard to bounce back after that. We'll see how it turns out.